Compass direction.
Direction. So basically, we actually discussed the elements of a good map.
Yes.
Because we're doing map reading and interpretation, and we discussed the elements of a map. So what are some of these elements?
Scale.
Scale.
Key.
Key.
Title.
Title.
Frame.
Frame.
And compass.
Direction. So do you know the purpose of each?
Yeah.
So what is the purpose of the title?
To represent the name of the area.
Give you the name of the area. Good. What is the purpose of the frame?
Like to make it neat. Just like a boundary of a drawing.
Okay, that is good. What about scale?
Scale is the distance, like 100 meters.
Okay, good. Conversion of distance from the drawing distance to the actual distance on the ground. Yes, key.
Key is where you can find the things in the map.
Okay, interpreting the symbols on the map. And the compass direction?
To tell direction.
Tell the direction. So today we agreed we are going to discuss the position and the size of Kenya.
Yes.
So before I actually project what we are going to discuss, do you know the neighboring countries or neighbors to Kenya?
Yeah.
Okay, like which country?
In the map of Kenya?
The neighbors. You know, Kenya is a country. There are those other countries which border Kenya or which surround Kenya. We call them the neighbors. Okay, neighboring countries. Yes. Like which country?
South Sudan.
South Sudan.
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Somalia. Uganda. Tanzania.
Tanzania. Now, using compass direction, what is the position of Ethiopia from Kenya?
North.
North. What is the position of Tanzania from Kenya?
South.
South. What is the position of Somalia from Kenya?
East.
East. What is the position of Uganda from Kenya?
West.
West. What about the position of South Sudan from Kenya?
Northwest.
Northwest. So that is correct. Also, apart from the countries, we have a physical feature that borders Kenya. Which physical feature is that?
Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean. So which is the direction of Indian Ocean from Kenya?
Southeast.
Southeast. So basically that is what you're going to start with. Then from there we shall look at the size of Kenya. So I'm going to display something on your screen. So I believe you can see what I'm projecting there.
No.
It is coming.
Yes. No.
Okay. So that is a position of Kenya in relation to her neighbors. Like we said, Kenya has several neighbors. The neighbors are, we have Uganda to the west. Tanzania is south. Also, we have southwest. Remember, Tanzania is basically south, but most part of it is on the southwest, right?
Yes.
Then we have Ethiopia to the north, Somalia to the east, South Sudan to the northwest, and to the southeast, Kenya borders the Indian Ocean, which is not a country, but a physical feature. So I ask you to put that one down before we look at the map and see specifically where these countries are.
Done.
Okay, that is good. So I believe you have your dictionary, so your atlas there.
Yes.
Okay. I also have some extraction of a map there. Can you see it clearly on the screen?
Yes.
So I believe you can see Ethiopia.
Yes.
You can see Somalia.
Yes.
You can see Indian Ocean.
Yes.
You can see Tanzania.
Yes.
You can see Uganda.
Yes.
and there is a part written Sudan, though it's supposed to be South Sudan. So those are the neighboring countries to Kenya and one physical feature that borders Kenya. So I believe also you have your atlas there.
Yes.
And it has those neighboring countries and also the physical feature. So I believe this one there is no problem.
Yes.
Do you know how to draw a map?
Of Kenya?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you just skip that space. Today I'll forward the notes, yesterday's notes and today's notes, so that you draw that map, but ensure you use an atlas when drawing a map, because an atlas gives the exact position and also it gives the exact scale. So don't use a textbook to draw the map of Kenya and showing the neighbors. Just use the atlas. Good. Okay. Now that is all about the position. Now we are supposed to look at the size. The size, okay?
Okay. So
what is the size of Kenya? The approximate size in square kilometers.
500. I don't know.
Yeah, you're almost right. 500 what? It is around 502,646 square kilometers. Okay, that is if you get the area of Kenya. Now suppose you measure the distance from north to south, straight north to south. What is the distance? Approximate distance. So you can see the map of Kenya.
Yes.
Suppose you measure from the border to Ethiopia to the border to Tanzania. What can you get? How many kilometers are there? And also suppose you measure from Uganda or Lake Victoria across to the border of the Indian Ocean or the border of Somalia. How many kilometers will you get? So in approximation, when you measure from north to south, it is about 1,025 kilometers. So ranging between 1,000 and 1,025 kilometers. And when you measure from east to west, it is about 800 kilometers. And we know very well that Kenya has 47 counties, right?
Yes.
You know them?
Not all.
How many do you know?
Like, I can just say them, but I don't know.
About 20, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember most of the big towns are just counties or the county headquarters. So, and these counties are coded. They are given codes from number 1 up to number 47. So I would like you to just capture those major cities or major counties and their codes. For example, Nairobi City, it is code number? Remember, Nairobi is the capital city. It is given the last code, which is code 47. What about our county?
001.
001. So coastal counties are given number 1 up to number 5. So remember, there are 5 counties. They are given codes 1 up to 5. Then from there we go to other counties. So what I want us to start with is actually the size and the shape. So we are starting with the size. I believe you can see what is on the screen.
Yes.
So the size of Kenya. Kenya has a total area. Or Kenya's total area is about 582,646 square kilometers. That is approximate. Remember, it is not exact, but that is approximate. And Kenya's longest distance from east to west is 800 kilometers. And also north to south is about 1,025 kilometers. So that is, remember, that is just an approximation and not exact. So, and we are told that Kenya is divided into 47 counties, which we are going to see. So before that, I want you to write these measurements which are on the screen. So just write the notes.
Okay.
You go to the counties. Have you finished, Joyce?
Not yet.
Okay, finish.
Almost.
Okay.
Done.
Okay, Joyce. So that is the size of Kenya. Now we're going to look at now the counties from the first one to the last one. So I believe you have your atlas there.
Yes.
Open where it is written Kenya counties. Have you got it?
Can I get my other atlas?
Sorry?
Can I get my other atlas?
So which one are you having right now?
The comprehensive.
And the other one?
I'm not sure what it's called.
Just go for it. So it is among the first, it is actually the first map of Kenya you're going to find. It is written political Kenya counties. Have you got it?
Yes.
Okay. So I believe you can actually see the counties and their location. I want us to start with where we are, the coastal counties. Sorry, I said there are 5, but there's supposed to be 6 coastal counties, right?
Yeah.
That is from Mombasa up to Tana River. So can you locate the positions of Mombasa? Can you actually see Mombasa?
Yes.
Okay, can you identify Kilifi?
Yeah.
What is the position of Kilifi in relation to Mombasa?
As in the number?
The direction. What is the direction of Kilifi from Mombasa?
West.
Can you check Kilifi very well and where Mombasa is? Kilifi in Mombasa. Okay, part of it is actually on the west, but Kilifi is actually on the northern side of Mombasa, right? But part of it is on the left. What about Kwale in relation to Mombasa? What is the position of Kwale or direction of Kwale from Mombasa?
West.
Okay, it is west and south, southwest. That is. What is the position of Lamu from Mombasa?
It's north.
North. That is good. What about Tana River?
Tana River.
Yes. Tana River is just beside Lamu. It is on the west of Lamu, but the position from Mombasa is north. Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
Taita Taveta is the last coastal county. What is the position of Taita Taveta from Mombasa?
West.
West, that is correct. So those are the 6 coastal counties. The 6 coastal counties. And you can see we have other counties also on the west, north, and the south, but most of the counties are just on the western side of Mombasa. So we are going to just capture their numbers from number 1 to the last number. I believe that one is okay with you. Can you see them on the screen?
Yes.
So which is the first county?
Mombasa.
Mombasa, and the last one is?
Nairobi City.
Nairobi City. So they're according to the codes. So it is actually very prudent that you know the codes of those counties. But I know since you may not capture all of them, but at least those major counties. Before the major counties start with those ones in coast region, that is Mombasa up to Taita Taveta, you know their codes. Then from there, go to the county, the big cities like Nairobi, Kisumu, Nakuru. At least each and every town mentioned there, it is a county headquarters. So I'd like you to just put those codes 1 up to the last one, just very fast, and you put them in columns the way they are for you to save on space. Save on space and put them in columns.
Done.
Okay, those are the 47 counties. And I believe from your atlas, you can see their locations. Though I'll ask you to also skip a space. Then we're going to put a map just like mine there. I believe you can see mine.
Yes.
Yes, though it may look so small because I try to magnify it, but it has all the counties. You can see Mombasa, you can see Kilifi, you can see Kuala Lamu, Taita Taveta, and the Tana River there. Then above you have Garissa, we have Wajir, Mandera, Isiolo, Marsabit. They are visible to Turkana, Samburu. So in your book, you're supposed to skip a space. And remember, I said we use an atlas to draw a map. Don't use a textbook. The textbook just gives you a sketch. A map is drawn using an atlas. So next, I want us to look at the shape of Kenya. Now, I want you to describe the shape of Kenya. Joyce, do you know geometrical shapes?
Yeah.
Geometrical shape. When you talk about a geometrical shape, do you know a rectangle?
Yes.
A square?
Yes.
A circle?
Yes.
And a triangle?
Yes.
Okay, out of those shapes I've named, which one can you use to describe Kenya? Is Kenya rectangular? Is Kenya oval? Is Kenya square in shape? Is it circular? Which shape can you use to describe Kenya?
Square.
Can you use any of those shapes to describe Kenya?
No.
No, that is good. So Kenya has any geographical shape. It doesn't sorry, any geometrical shape. So there is no geometrical term that we can use to describe Kenya. We cannot use a square, we cannot use a rectangle, we cannot use a circle. It has its own just shape the way you see it. So let us try and read about it. The shape of Kenya cannot be defined in any geometrical term. That means we cannot use a square, we cannot use a circle, we cannot use a rectangle, nor a triangle to describe Kenya. That is why we are saying Kenya cannot be described using any geometrical term. Kenya's shape is said to be fairly compact the way you see it. And the most southerly point is Vanga, while the most northerly point is Kibish. That one I want to explain. When you say the most southerly part, I want you to just have a look at your map on the atlas. Are you seeing the last point down there? The last point in the southern part of that map. The one which is very sharp like a triangle down there. So we have a town that we call Vanga. Have you ever been to Vanga? So we have a town that we call Vanga there, and that town is actually to the southern part of Kenya, the most southerly point. So which is the last point on the southern part of Kenya, right? That one, when we go to urbanization in Kenya, you're going to see a small town written Vanga, but in the political, it is not put there. It is just below Ramisi, down there, the last point where you see just like an island. That is the most, the part you're talking about there. Then when they talk about the most northerly point, I want you to look at your map where we have Turukana. Are you seeing Turukana?
Yes.
Just go northern part of Turukana County, the last point on the northern side, where a straight line is actually meeting with another line to make a corner there. Are you seeing that corner?
Yes.
That is where we have a town called Kibish. Kibish. So they say the most northerly point is what we call Kibish, and the most southerly point is what we call Vanga. So those are towns which are the borders on the northern side and the southern side of Kenya respectively. So we cannot give Kenya any geometrical term. So you can put those statements on the screen in your book.
Done.
Okay, that is good, Joyce. So up to that point, we are done with the position and the shape size of Kenya. We've looked at the neighbors of Kenya, or neighbors to Kenya. We've looked at the counties in Kenya, the physical size of Kenya, that is the approximate size in square kilometers, also the length across and along Kenya. Then we've looked at actually the shape, which we've said it is not defined using any geometrical term. And we've given the most southerly point and the most northerly point of Kenya. So that is all about it. So next we shall look at the physical features. So yes, I believe you can see what is on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, physical features. So we are supposed to look at the main physical features in Kenya and their location. But for now, we are going to just discuss what they are. Then afterwards, we shall look at a map, maybe in the next lesson, containing the physical features and try to locate the position of, for example, Mount Kenya, the position of maybe Shimba Hills. So as we are going to discuss the physical features one after the other. So as you can see from the notes, physical feature are natural landforms found on the surface of the earth. When you hear something to do with the natural landforms, what does it mean?
Things found on the surface of the earth.
Yeah, things that are found there and they were not created by anybody. When you hear something natural, it was created by God himself. So we were just born and found them there. So we're going to look at these main physical features in Kenya. Before we start naming them, before I display a screen with those physical features, can you mention some of the physical features in Kenya that you know?
Ocean.
We have ocean.
Lakes.
There are lakes there.
Hills.
We have hills there.
Mountains.
We have mountains there.
Plains, plateaus.
Good, they're there.
Valleys.
In valleys, good. So all those that you've mentioned are just physical features. So just write the introduction part of it, then from there we are going to mention the physical features.
Done.
Okay, Joyce. So I want us to just mention them. They include, we have mountains, lakes, highlands, ocean, hills, valleys, swamps, rivers, and those two that I've not mentioned there, which are plains and plateaus, also include them in your list.
Done.
So, okay, Joyce. So we are supposed to actually look at the classification of the physical features. So all that you've written down from mountains up to rivers can be grouped into two categories. Which one do you think, Joyce, are the categories? What are these categories? You can say there are mountains there, there are highlands there, there are lakes, there are oceans, there are rivers, swamps. What are these two classifications? So there are those with only the landforms, that is at the topography and water. There are those also with water, the water bodies. So we're going to group these into two main categories, that is relief features and drainage features. So those with water are called drainage, and those ones without water are called relief. So that is what I'm going to share next. And I believe that is where we are going to end our lesson. So physical features can be classified into relief features and drainage features, whereby relief features are those that actually, they appear on the land and they don't have any water. But those with water are called drainage features. So maybe you can write the first two, that is physical features can be classified into relief features and drainage features. Then we stop there so that next lesson we start from relief features. Is that okay, Joyce?
Okay.
Yes, write that one down so that we end there.
I'm done.
So that is good, Joyce. I believe you're tired. So we are going to stop there. And in our next lesson, we'll pick from relief features. We discuss what they are, we give examples, we try to locate them on the map of Kenya, after which we'll look at the drainage features, then we locate them on the map of Kenya for us to call this a topic. So I will forward the notes to you, Joyce, and also make sure the spaces that you skipped during this weekend, you filling them with the maps, the 2 maps that is. We are going to meet next week on Thursday for the lesson. Also, I'll forward the science lesson before the end of today, right?
Okay.
Do you normally watch the clips I forward you?
Yeah.
Your lesson clips, like the one I forwarded yesterday?
Yeah.
So equally this one, I'll forward it after converting it. I'll forward it to you so that you have a look at it. So thank you, Joyce, and say you have a nice day and
okay.
Nice weekend ahead of you. See you next week.
Bye.